this idea of a youth council. And so this is our summit, right? So a summit means we're gathering together, but we're building something here today.
We started off, we got into groups, and then we started had a sharing circle, got to know each other a bit more.
We always want to include fun in the programs that we do. Kind of gets us working together as a team, hopefully with some laughter, and kind of makes a game out of building relationships.
I learned a long time ago that you have to invite play into the equation. And so we had a visioning session where we asked the youth if a newspaper came and wanted to write a story about the work you were doing in your community 5 years from now, what would the story be? When you read a newspaper story, you don't always get all the gritty details. But I want to tell a story that celebrates your big accomplishment, what you've achieved, what hurdles you overcame. What's happening now in your community that wasn't happening 5 years ago because of the work that you're doing? Really, that allows some opportunity to dream, and it also doesn't feel like work. It allows for a little bit of creativity to happen during that process.
One thing I'm really excited about is the diversity amongst them and their personalities, the talents they bring to the table.
We're always planning for our children or planning for our students. We never really ask them what do they want, what will work for them.
The other way that we're playing is by saying, okay, well, this is where we want to go. We have our headline. How do we get there? And so we're literally drawing a roadmap.
They're symbolizing our journey, the path we want to take to get to our destination, which is how we want our youth councils to look in the end. So like in 5 years' time, and then the things we need along the way to make that happen. So like our stops in the road, you know? So like we need help with funding, we need to meet together and plan together, we need to have activities to get everyone involved.
We just came up with like a general timeline of what we wanted in 5 years, and that was the rec center, and what steps we would need to take to get there.
We want to see a lot more cultural activities and opportunities, and a lot of recreational stuff. We also want to see a lot more music and performance and that kind of stuff for us to be involved in.
They need to find their voice. We need to allow them to speak their mind and practice being leaders before they are going to become the leaders in our communities.
I feel like I've been in a lot of spaces, planning committees, government institutions, where the youth are excluded. And so when you invite youth into those spaces, you're asking them to not only help us, but to say, we recognize that you are going to be the ones that have to carry this forward.
I think right now we're in a time where we need to look forward instead of backwards. And I think that our community could really benefit as a whole from fresh minds, different perspectives.
These are our future leaders for, Northern Manitoba and beyond. These relationships that are forming here, I hope will be lifelong relationships. These will be people that the youth are able to connect with in the next 10 or 20 years for initiatives that might impact their communities beyond the work that they're taking on now. And so really, we're planting the seeds or laying a foundation for connection.